Okay, sorry, it's not the best lighting. It's evening and I'm in my family room, but yeah, it's just like it's not the best lighting in here. Okay, so I want to tell you guys this story. So this actually happened yesterday, and there's this girl I follow. She's an influencer. She's also on YouTube. She's like pretty big, but she's not like over 1 million followers or anything like that. And so she's been looking for a condo in New York to rent. And she's been making these Instagram reels where she shows, she takes you to like each place she's been looking at, and then she puts the price. And like, I know New York is expensive, right? I feel like everybody knows that, but these prices were wild. Like, it's just, we know it's expensive, but just also to see the prices at the same time, you're just like, whoa. And so the places she's looking at, like all of them are older. They're so tiny. I think like the biggest one was like 900 square feet. And the bathrooms are like super small. The bathrooms are smaller than like a lot of hotel bathrooms. Anyways, that's not really even the point. The point is just like the price. It's really high. And I have a friend that used to live in Soho, which is like one of New York's most expensive areas. And I can't remember what they used to pay. This place was like so tiny, you guys. You could barely get around the furniture. It was so small. And I think this was quite a few years ago. This was like in 2016. It was either $4,500 US or it was 6,000 for that tiny place. It was a 1 bedroom and it was so tiny. Like, trust me. I can't remember. But like, she lived there with her boyfriend and she was aware how expensive it was, right? And so this is going to make sense when I finish the story. So like what I'm saying is like, she's the renter. She's aware it's ridiculously like so expensive to live there. Okay. So anyways, so back to the influencer. So she's posting these reels, posting the prices of every single place she looks at. And I'm like a supporter of her. I always click like on her photos. Like I am not one to leave a negative comment. And I can honestly say this, you guys. Honestly, I have never left a negative comment on anybody's Instagram post or YouTube on any social media ever. Have I ever left a negative comment? That is not my character. I do not do that. If I don't like something, I don't say something. So all I did is I commented. I wrote wild prices with an exclamation point because they're freaking wild prices. Like, she's showing these 1 bedroom places. They are over $5,000 a month for an older, small 1 bedroom condo. And a lot of them, I don't even think were like right downtown. I'm not sure. I think even some were like in Brooklyn. I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just like, it is what it is. Like, I live by Vancouver. Everybody knows the prices to live here are very high. And we're all aware, like even people that are renting are aware it's too much. Like they're aware that their rent is very high. So this is what she said to me, and this makes no sense. She wrote, and like I didn't even think about it. I just left that comment, went to sleep, woke up, and then I see in the morning she wrote, okay, as a response to my comment. It's like, okay. So obviously she's being rude. Like, she thinks my comment's rude. And so, and it's like, okay, what? Like, I left it. I was just like, well, I didn't say anything back. I was just like, ooh, she's like rude. I always thought she was a nice girl. I don't know, like, whatever. Okay. It's like, girl, are you stupid? Like, those are very high. Like, do you enjoy paying over $5,000 a month for a small 1 bedroom? Like, you should agree with me, or you should be like, I know. Like, I would be the type to write, I know, exclamation point, and then like, ugh, emoji, like frustrated or like, or crying emoji. Cause like, even if you're renting it, you can still be aware of how ridiculous it's costing. Like, right? So so she writes that, whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay. She's like not the nicest girl, actually. It's kind of a bitch. Like, and the thing is too, is when you comment on people's Instagram posts, you're actually really helping them to get more viewers. It like helps their video. It pushes the algorithm, right? It pushes their post up. So she should actually be kinder to people commenting. Okay, so that is not really the point of why I'm making this video. So let's move forward. Okay. So there's that, and I'm just like, whatever. And then like an hour later, I get a notification, and I don't understand how this works. So she tagged me in a message. There was a few other people who commented on the prices. Like, and I'm sure she's the one posting the prices. So she's posting the prices, yet if you make a comment on the price, she'll get mad at you. So she tagged me in this message. I don't understand how this works because I couldn't see the message like on her comment section. So I don't know how. Must be something if you have a lot of followers, there's like more tools to Instagram or something. And I was tagged and it said something about I don't want people or something. Don't be leaving rude comments on my post regarding prices or something like that. I can't even remember. I didn't even like really read it all. I was just like, what? Like, why is this girl so defensive? Is she okay? Like, first off, she even told me off, like she was rude by responding initially, writing okay. And then she goes further and does this. And I looked at her comment section. Nobody left a really rude comment. I would say the rudest comment was somebody said, like, you're wasting so much money. That's over $60,000 a year. You could buy a place. And it's like, her comment, like, I'm sorry, but that's a factual comment. You might not like the comment, but I wouldn't actually take that as rude. It's just truth. Like, even if I was that girl spending that much money, even if somebody wrote that, I'd be like, true. Like, I wouldn't even be mad because it's just true. Like, it is true. I'd say we're not ready to buy a place at the time. I'd be like, that's true, but we're not ready to buy right now. Or you're totally right, but just looking to rent for the meantime. Like, anyways, so the fact that this girl did that, I was just like, wow, like, she is very defensive. And so I actually unfollowed her. I removed my comment. I removed my like just recent likes on her post because like, whatever, you don't even deserve my likes. And yeah, that's that. And so I feel like that girl really showed her true colors. Like, I don't know, just weird girl. And to think that she's in the business of public relations, basically, when you are putting yourself out there on a massive scale, you have a few 100,000 followers, you're posting reels, putting up prices. Yeah, if somebody comments on the price, they're rude. Oh, and I forgot to mention this before I wrap up this video. This was what pushed me over the edge though. So there was this one girl who commented, and she's like, people that are commenting on the prices are just jealous of you because they can't afford it. And then the influencer that made the post commented back, and this is like what really gets me. I feel like I can see my mascara. Is she's like, she did like the hands up emoji or something, and she's like, I appreciate your comments so much. That's absolutely true. Like, she was bashing people commenting the prices and saying it is true that they're just jealous they can't afford it. And it's like, I'm thinking, what type of mentality is that? So when people comment on the price, that means they can't afford it. And then, okay, so going back to my friend who lived in Soho, who paid an extreme amount for rent, they could afford it. They were living there and they were complaining how stupid it is. So there's that. There's also, let's put this into perspective in other ways. There are people that have $100 million in the bank. They would never spend $15,000 on a Birkin because they think it's stupid. They have a mentality where for them, that is a dumb waste of money. So if they commented that ever, does that mean they can't afford to go buy that handbag? No, it's just for them, it's a stupid waste of money. So, and that's like anything. Like, there's people that have a lot of money that could definitely afford to have a fancier house. They could definitely afford to have a fancier car, but for them, they don't need it. For them, it's a waste of money. So it's like, to have that mentality, if we think those prices are high, we're jealous and we can't afford it. And she publicly put that. Like, this is an influencer. This is her job, is to be public. Like, she's insulting her followers. I don't know. Maybe you guys know who this is. Maybe you don't. I don't want to say any names. I mean, I'm kind of hoping somebody might know who it is, because that is bad character. And it really put me off. Like, I don't know. She showed her true colors. And you know what I think? I actually think that she's fretting because she is in panic mode, almost wondering like what the hell she's doing, because I guess she sold her house in a different state and they're moving there. And I almost think that she is subconsciously aware this might be a bad decision, or she's a little scared of the decision. And so when people even comment on the price, not even a bad comment, but it's almost like it's hitting a nerve with her, because in her head she's been battling feeling that it is a waste of money. And not that I said that. I am very open-minded. I am like, whatever you want to do with your own money is like your thing. Like, I do not criticize people. Like, that's not it at all. I'm just like literally just saying like wild prices. Like, I say that all day long about Vancouver. Like, that doesn't mean I'm criticizing the person. It's just that if you want to live in New York, that's how it is. So that would be like me criticizing everybody in New York because they're paying high prices. It's just how it is, right? So I don't know, the way she took it, I feel like that's like a personal thing going on in her head. And so she's like kind of like lashing out on people, and she's very defensive. So I think that that's like something she needs to look like internally regarding, and figure out like where's all this anger coming from. Yeah, so that's my little gossip story of basically how an influencer told me off.